what's up? This is MJ on the journey back to Silicon Valley. Today we're going to build a 3-page website with an Express backend. So let's go ahead and jump right in. The first thing you want to do, guys, open up your terminal and let's see. Okay, should we start with the site or the backend? Well, since this is an Express tutorial, let's start with the backend. Well, first let's go ahead and make a folder. We're going to call this server site, since we're going to be getting the site pages back from the server. So let's call it server site. Okay, and let's go cd server site. And then, okay, in here, first of all, let's open it up in VS Code. Okay, let's go ahead and put this view top so that it's all the same. Fold on top. Okay, that's taken care of. Okay, guys, so we got here a blank project on VS Code, and let's go ahead and start. Okay, let's just open up the terminal here. I need to update Visual Studio, but we can do that later. Okay. Okay, the first thing we want to do, guys, let's do an npm init. This will go ahead and give us the package.json file. Okay, so package name, we're going to name it server site, that's fine. Version 1.0, fine. Description, server site built with Express. That should do it. The entry point is going to be index.js. Some people call it server.js. We're just going to go with index. Okay, test command, we don't need that. Git repository. You have Git right out of the box if you're using VS Code, so you don't have to worry about that. Keywords, don't worry about it. Author would be, let's just do MJ. And is this yes? Okay. Okay, so that's good. So here, guys, we have a package.json file. It basically has the same thing that we've just entered, if you're not familiar with npm init. So here you have the server site, which is the name that we picked, version, server site built with Express, this description, and then here you have a test script. We don't have to worry about that. Author, license, okay. Yeah, the next thing we want to do, guys, is install Express. Okay, so it should be npm install Express, just to make sure, guys. Oh, it's always a good idea to go to the docs, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's just do Express.js. Alright. Now let's do npm so we can directly go to the npm package. So we make sure that we install it the right way, okay? Alright. Oh, simple. Just npm I express. Okay, simple enough. Okay, so that's fine. So let's just do npm install Express. Okay. Depending on how fast your system is, this may take a few minutes. The Express package has been installed successfully. If you have any problems with it, just go ahead and Google it, Stack Overflow. Alright, the next thing we want to do, guys, so the main entry of the app is index.js. So what we want to do is create index.js. So it's already created here. I just went ahead and created it. Alright, the first thing we want to do is, alright, let's do const express require express. And what this does, guys, is it requires Express. Literally, it just gets Express, which is the package we just installed right now. Sorry, I haven't mentioned it in the beginning of the video, but Express is basically a backend library that allows you to write JavaScript on the backend. It's a JavaScript library that enables you to do that. So that's basically it. Now, the next thing we want to do here, guys, is it's reverted back to ES6. We don't want that. Okay, all right. So the next thing we want to do, guys, is we're gonna initialize an Express app, and this is the way you do it. It's pretty simple. Basically, what this is, this will be the server. So it's called app for convention, but this is your Express server. So after we do that, let's define a port. This is the port that the server will be listening at. I'm gonna do 5,000 because I have something running on 3,000, but usually the convention is 3,000. And then we're gonna do app.listen. This is to check if the server is listening. The first argument that you give this function is port. And then the second argument is a callback function that does something. In this case, we just gonna console.log that the server is listening. Okay, so let's do console.log server is listening at port 5,000 and I right here. And that is it, guys. That's literally the entire setup to set up a server. So we have a server here that's initialized. We have a port 5,000. That's where the server will be listening. And then here we're gonna check if the server is listening. We're gonna console back server is listening at port 5,000. Okay, so to run this, you do node index.js. And you hit enter, and boom, there it is, guys. So the server is listening at port 5,000. So that's it. So you just created a server with Express. It's a few lines of code. It's pretty cool. Okay. All right. The first thing, the next thing we want to do, guys, is to get a feel of this on the browser, a bit more visual. Let's go ahead and let's do local. That would be 5,000. And at the moment it says cannot get because we have not told the server what to serve to us if we go to this URL here, which is the main URL. Okay. All we're doing, we're telling it to console.log server is listening at port 5,000, which is it's doing it down here. Okay. So to get something to show on the screen, we can go ahead and do this here. We're gonna make it's a GET request, okay? I don't know if you're familiar with these methods, but if you're not, so there's basically four of them. There's GET, POST, DELETE, and PUT, okay? So these are calls that are made to the server. Think of them as actions you need the server to do, and you tell it that. So here we're doing a GET request, okay? So we're gonna do a GET request. Okay, so inside this request, the first argument will be the URL that we are requesting from the server. Okay, so the URL will be just slash. This indicates it's the main entry of the app. Okay, right. The second argument is going to be a callback function to send something back to the screen. Okay, so the callback function is going to have two arguments. It's going to have the request that we're sending and then the response that we're getting back. Okay, let's keep this ES6. So to send something back, one way to do it, we could do res, which is the response. So we're going to say, we're going to send this particular response. So we do res.send send. And then here we're just gonna say this is coming back from the server. Okay? Alright, there it is. So now if we refresh, we should see something on the screen. And we do not. Okay, so let's debug. Okay, where is that send? Yeah, that should be it. Oh, we need to restart the server, guys. Okay, because the server did not register these changes, which makes me think we need to install Nodemon. So Nodemon watches for changes anytime they happen, and you don't have to keep restarting the server. Okay, let's go ahead and run this one more time. Let's refresh. And there it is, guys. So we're getting a response back from the server, and that's being done through this right here. Okay, guys? Alright. Alright, so while we're at it, let's go ahead and install Nodemon. Let's create a new window here. So basically, this is what we're going to be doing, guys. We're going to be making calls to the server, and then we're going to be serving whatever page, whatever website page the user is requesting. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and bring in Nodemon so that we don't have to keep restarting the server. Okay, so just go here to docs, Nodemon npm, and then just drop this here in your terminal. For Mac, I think you gotta do sudo, okay? For Windows, just Google it. Alright, so this may take a few minutes depending on the speed of your PC or Mac. But this will go ahead and install Nodemon, and then after that, we just, instead of doing node index.js, we're gonna do Nodemon index.js. And then every time we make changes, it would actually update, and we don't have to keep restarting the server. If you don't do this, you're gonna have to keep restarting the server to see any changes that you've made to your code, okay? All right. So after Nodemon was installed successfully, we're gonna go ahead and restart the app with Nodemon this time. And here it is, guys. So it's listening at 5,000, and then it's watching for any changes that are happening in our code. We don't need to keep restarting the server. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, guys, remember, we're building a 3-page website. So let's start with the home. So the home would be here. This is the same URL that when you land on a website, you land in the home page. So this is the home page. Currently what we're doing, we're just sending, this is coming back from the server. We're just sending this back. What we want to send is the home page of our website, okay? All right, so what we're gonna do is, okay, let's create a folder that's called public. Okay, now I'll explain why we need to actually use this folder. This has to do with a middleware and Express, but for now we're going to create the home page. Okay, so let's do home.html. Now guys, for the purposes of this tutorial, the site pages, we're going to build 3 of them. It's going to be home, about, and contact. Now these pages are already pre-built. I'm just going to bring them into the work directory and just use them, because this is not an HTML course. So we're gonna but feel free also to use any pages that you might have in this project. So for home, contact, and about, I'm gonna just go ahead and import the code I have already made. So I got here home.html. So the page code is already here. So at the moment we're sending back a string. What we want to send back is an HTML page. So the way we do that, we're going to add file here. Instead of res.send, we're gonna do send file, okay? And then in here, we're gonna put dir name. Okay, this, it tells the computer that to look for this file in this particular directory, okay? And then we need to add a plus and then put where the file actually is. So in our case, it's in public, right? That's where we put it, public slash home.html. Okay? And that will, now when we go to the home page, to the main URL, this page should show up now. Okay? Let's go ahead and refresh. Okay? And here it is, guys. So this is our home page. Okay? That's coming back from the server. Okay? Alright, that's killed. Okay. So we're gonna be building out about and then also contact. As you can see right now, when we click them, it says cannot get. Okay? But the home page is up. So if we go to this URL, we see our page. That's the same equivalent as you go into a website and then the home page, you landed on the home page. So this is it, but done with Express from the backend. Okay. All right. The next thing we want to do, guys, is create the about. Well, first of all, let's take a look at this. See here, there is a broken image. Okay. We're supposed to be getting some images, and I'm gonna drop them in the public folder. These images are agency images. It's a carousel, basically 3 pictures. So let's go ahead and refresh. And we're not seeing the pictures. See, it's broken. The reason that's happening is because we need to tell Express where to serve static files from. It's not gonna just do it automatically. If we open up home.html and we scroll down here, we can see we have the images here. And we've defined the proper source and everything, but it's not showing up over here because we need to use a middleware to tell Express that actually you need to go into this particular folder if you want to serve static files. Okay? So the way to do that is we're going to do app.use express.static, and then we tell it what the folder is, the folder that it can serve static files from. Okay, and the folder for us here is public. Okay, and now if we save this, we should see the images pop up. Okay, let's refresh, and here they are, guys. So we've just told Express to go into the public folder that we created here and serve static files from there. So if you don't do this particular line here, it's not gonna do it automatically. Okay, let's see here. Let's comment this out, right, and then save. And see the images, they break. So you need to use this middleware to tell Express where to serve static files from. Okay. All right. Moving on. Let's refresh here. See the pictures. And this is a carousel. Basically, it slides. It has 3 images. But you can put anything here. We're just using this for purposes of the tutorial. Okay. Okay. So now we have the home set up, ready to go. Okay. Next, we need to do about and also contact. As you can notice right now, when you go to about, it says cannot get. Okay. Why? Because we have not built a route for it. We need to tell Express if a user hits this route, then serve this particular page. We've done that with the home page, but we still need to do that with about and also with contact. Okay. Okay, so next we're gonna create a file called about.html. And again, guys, I have the code already. We're not gonna delve into it. You can use that code or use any code that you already have. Okay. Created the about page. Let's build a route for it. So we're gonna go app.get, the same as we've done with the main URL, except this time it's gonna be about. Okay. And then second argument will be a callback function with two arguments, one request, the other one response. And then keeping up with the ES6 functionality using arrow functions here. Okay, so in here we're sending a file. Send file, and then it will be at the directory name about. No, the public / about.html. And now if we save this and then go to our localhost / about, then we should see our about page. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let's go up here and then put about. Not about.html, just about. And no such file is the directory. Okay. This is quite odd. Okay, let me debug this. What is missing here is a slash. This is another classic case of debugging something that you think something really complicated is happening, but really it's just a slash missing here. So let's go ahead and save this. And there it is. So the page shows up. So let's click on home. This is it. And then we click about. Now, bear in mind, this right here, this is built in. When you click, it just sends you here. But this is not server related. The way we know it's server related, we just put about and then hit enter, and there it is. It shows up right here. So when we hit this route here, just like we have it written here, it will serve the about page. Okay? All right, so great. So the home page is set up. The about page, both of them are coming in from the server. The next thing we need to do is contact. So contact, you still get here cannot get because it's not set up yet. So the next thing we want to do is create the contact page. So back here in the folder, we're going to create contact.html. Again, guys, I already have the code. You can use this code or use code that you already have. After we set up the contact page, we're going to go back to index.js and build a route for contact. So when the user hits the contact route, we will serve him the contact page. Now, we do the same thing basically. Just copy this code here. And then change this to contact. And then right here to contact as well. And then save. And now if we go up here and do contact and hit enter, we should see the contact page. Boom, there it is, guys. So the contact page is ready, the about page is ready, and the home page is ready. Now all three pages are coming back from the server. Okay, so this is it. Everything is looking great. Sake of aesthetics, I forgot to put the images on about and contact. I went ahead and did that. So Now about looks much better. Okay, so this is the team here. It's a fictitious team, but just to make things look good. Okay, contact page, here it is, guys. So it's looking much better. This is the contact form. So basically, yeah, so everything is ready. The home is looking great, about is looking great, and also contact. Okay guys, and with that, that concludes the tutorial. I hope you liked it. If you did, please go ahead, like and subscribe, and please consider to support the journey with a cup of coffee. Until next time, this is MJ on the journey back to Silicon Valley.